Did you hear that loud rumble? It's not thunder, it's the sound of millions of Americans, especially seniors, rising in collective outrage over a new cost-cutting strategy that may trim Social Security benefits. That's right. The Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has unveiled a set of proposed measures that could change everything we know about Social Security. Town halls are erupting with tense conversations and raw emotion, and Republican lawmakers are under unprecedented pressure to clarify their positions. And here's the real kicker. Elon Musk, one of the richest men on the planet, has decided to weigh in, sending shockwaves across the political landscape. Stick around until the very end for the unexpected twist behind this story. Welcome back to DOGE, your go-to channel for real-time, breaking updates on what's happening in the White House and across the nation. Today, we're tackling the biggest headlines swirling around Capitol Hill, the DOGE cost-cutting measures, and the potential impact on Social Security. As the Department of Government Efficiency works to tighten the federal budget, rumors of Social Security cuts have stirred the pot, creating a firestorm of public concern, from older Americans fearing for their livelihoods to younger voters worried about future benefits. The tension is palpable. And then there's Elon Musk, whose outspoken remarks have injected fresh controversy into the debate. We've got all the details you need to stay ahead of the curve, so let's get right to it. First, let's talk about DOGE itself, the Department of Government Efficiency. This relatively new department has been tasked with streamlining government programs, cutting unnecessary spending, and ensuring tax dollars are used effectively. On paper, it sounds like a straightforward mission. In practice, however, the debate intensifies when proposed measures threaten vital social safety nets like Social Security. Critics argue that government efficiency could become a euphemism for reductions, especially for programs that seniors depend on. Supporters, on the other hand, insist that these measures are needed to prevent ballooning deficits and ensure the long-term sustainability of essential programs. With this backdrop, the stage is set for a major political showdown. Will efficiency come to the cost of Social Security benefits? That's the burning question right now. If you haven't been to a town hall meeting recently, just know they've become ground zero for heated debates. Community centers from small towns to big cities have been overflowing with concerned citizens who are demanding answers. Seniors who rely heavily on Social Security checks have shown up in droves, many wielding signs that read "Hands off our benefits" and "We paid in, don't cash us out." The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Politicians are caught in the crossfire, often facing emotional pleas from constituents fearful that these so-called efficiency measures could reduce their monthly payment or make qualification more difficult. Even younger Americans have been vocal, pointing out that if Social Security is cut now, future generations might find a drastically diminished safety net. In these raw, unfiltered community meetings, one thing is perfectly clear: messing with Social Security isn't just a policy matter. It's touching people's core sense of security. Republican lawmakers find themselves in a precarious position. On one hand, their platform often emphasizes fiscal responsibility, which aligns with the goals of the DOGE cost-cutting mission. On the other hand, Social Security remains a highly popular program among their base, particularly seniors, a demographic known for consistently high voter turnout. So, what's their strategy? Some Republican voices advocate for carefully tailored cuts or gradual reforms, arguing that modest changes today will prevent a major financial crisis tomorrow. Others are distancing themselves, stating that any policy that undermines Social Security is political poison. This internal split leaves voters with more questions than answers. Will the party unite around a single stance, or will we continue to see different factions battling it out behind the scenes? Time is ticking, and the public's demand for clarity grows louder every day. As if the issue wasn't already tense, Elon Musk recently joined the conversation with a series of controversial statements. Famous for his futuristic ventures and unfiltered social media posts, has criticized Social Security's long-term viability. He's implied that private sector solutions or investment strategies might be more efficient than government-run programs. For those championing the DOGE measures, Musk's comments are validation. A billionaire tech genius pointing out what they see as a flawed system. But critics argue that Musk, with his massive wealth, is out of touch with the realities faced by everyday Americans. Musk's 2 cents, while hardly surprising, have amplified the national conversation to a fever pitch. Put all these elements together, and you have a political powder keg waiting for a spark. The DOGE proposed cuts create a scenario in which fiscal responsibility confronts moral responsibility. The White House, for its part, has been trying to downplay talk of any immediate cuts, suggesting that discussions remain in preliminary stages. Yet the swirl of uncertainty has left many Americans suspicious. Is this simply a trial balloon, floated to gauge public reaction before more drastic steps are taken? Meanwhile, advocacy groups for seniors are ramping up media campaigns to protect Social Security, warning that any cut, even if marginal, could have devastating ripple effects across the country. Add in Musk's high-profile critique, and you get a national conversation that's as much about ideology, big government versus private sector solutions as it is about dollars and cents. Behind closed doors in the White House, the situation is reportedly tense. Key advisors and lawmakers are debating how to balance the national deficit with the moral imperative of protecting one of America's most beloved programs. Insiders whisper that the Oval Office is worried about the political optics. A new or current administration does not want to be labeled the presidency that gutted Social Security. Some staffers caution that even hinting at Social Security reductions could weaken popular support and risk massive electoral fallout. Meanwhile, others argue that if the country doesn't address the financial burden of these entitlement programs now, future generations could be saddled with crippling debt. This tug-of-war isn't just about budgets and benefits, it's about the identity of the country. Are we a nation that invests in robust safety nets, or one that prizes a leaner, more efficient government? The battle lines are indeed being drawn. Public frustration has morphed into a growing movement. Grassroots organizations are using social media to organize protests. Online petitions demanding no cuts to Social Security are racking up signatures in the hundreds of thousands. This isn't a fringe reaction either, it's cutting across party lines. Formerly apathetic voters are waking up, calling their representatives, and sharing personal stories about how Social Security keeps their families afloat. The cumulative effect is a mounting wave of civic engagement that politicians can't ignore. With each passing day, it looks more and more like any proposal to reduce benefits will meet fierce, widespread resistance. So, what's the real shocker hidden beneath all this drama? Sources are hinting at a confidential plan that could flip the entire debate on its head. If it sees the light of day, both the public and lawmakers might find themselves on a completely different path. Here's what we've uncovered. There's a rumored bipartisan proposal quietly circulating in Senate corridors, an unexpected collaboration between conservative and moderate lawmakers. It reportedly aims to strengthen Social Security by reallocating funds from other areas of the budget, including some defense projects and economic development grants. In other words, rather than slashing benefits, this plan would fortify them while adhering to a fiscally responsible framework. What does this mean for you? Right now, it's a waiting game, but the mere existence of this plan suggests the story isn't written in stone. Could we see a modernized, more robust Social Security that satisfies both parties? It's possible. That's why it's more important than ever to stay informed, stay active, and stay tuned.